So I mentioned this story when we were talking beforehand, but really bespeaking to how bad Steve's practices are. I went into the store a couple months after I'd quit because I wanted to see about maybe picking up some magic product for the set that was then releasing. I was like, oh, I'll go, pick up some cards and stuff. And I also wanted to see if my manager was still there. I wanted to say hi to him because, like I said, I really liked all my coworkers. Um, yeah, nobody I recognized was in the store.
Not even the manager?
Nope, he'd quit too.
Yikes.
I think he quit not too long after I did.
That's usually how
Which
it goes.
I consider perfectly fair.
Yeah, that's sadly usually how it goes.
Because, I was kind of his backup. And he, by the way, encouraged me to quit. When I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore, he was the first person to be like, no, absolutely, get out of here.
Get out while you can.
Get out while you can.
Hurry!
And, you mentioned incidents of abuse, and I could go on and on and on. It was borderline constant.
Oh my.
There was yelling, there was screaming over just about everything. If Steve was having a rough day, somebody in the store got screamed at. I once got screamed at for letting a pair of our teenage high school employees clock in and then pop over to Subway, which was like 20 feet away from our building. That is a minor exaggeration, but it was like right by where our building was to go get some food because they'd been at school all day. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, go get a sandwich and come back. And Steve happened to call while they were away and yelled at me for giving them a lunch break.
Ugh.
Because I technically didn't have to, legally speaking, because they weren't going to work enough hours. And I was just mind blown, because this is two teenage kids. They need it.
It's like, let them eat, dear God.
Yeah, there were days where I was working all day and break because I didn't feel like I had time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I would work 10 to 8, with, if I got a break at all, it wouldn't be until 6 or 7.
Oh, boy.
Those were mostly con packing days.
Which I'm assuming.
And they were usually.
Which I'm assuming there were a lot of because that's like 99% of the business.
The good news is actually that Steve would do like a single road trip, and we'd pack him for 3 or 4 cons.
Okay.
So it was once every few weeks, and as long as Steve wasn't physically there, I could usually, we'd usually find time to go get sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Or something else. But if Steve was there and yelling at us, there wasn't really, like, time or space to do so. So that sucked.
No, I can imagine that.
Yeah, especially since you're doing extremely heavy physical labor, I am actually pretty sure that I have really bad back pain now. I am actually pretty sure that it's at least partially a result of all of the constant heavy lifting I was doing for that job.
Oh my God. You got, like... See, even at my job, if the thing is over 15 pounds, they're like, nope, have 2 people lift it.
The thing is, like, none of the individual stuff we'd be lifting would be so heavy you needed 2 people, or if it was, we'd get 2 people. But there was so much of it.
Right, it was just the constant up, down, up, down.
Up, down, yeah.
No stretching or anything. It's like, when you're lifting things, it's like you're supposed to, like, I think every 45 minutes take, like, a 10-minute stretch.
Yeah, and, there were times where if Steve noticed that somebody looked exhausted, he would be like, no, shut up, sit down, take this water bottle, take a break. Which he was often not nice about, ironically enough. Like, it was, no, shut up, take a break. Somehow he managed to make attempting to care about you be a dick move. I don't know how he did that. And he would make you sit down, especially if he could tell that, you were stressing yourself. But sometimes he just wouldn't notice. Because he'd be so, angry about how things weren't proceeding quickly enough and to his plan. So you'd end up, running back and forth around the store and up and down and moving things around, and it was just constant and consistent. And now, again, this was only, 2 or 3 days every few weeks, but it still sucked.
Right. It's like, it doesn't matter how little it happened, it still happens.
Yeah, and even the days that he wasn't there, like, sometimes he would call us to yell at us, because something wasn't going right, or, he was upset about X, Y, or Z thing, or, like, one time he yelled at me for selling things at the price they were advertised, because I somehow should have intuited the discount that he himself put on them was too much of a discount.
So he got mad at you for selling something that was, so you sold it at the correct price, but it's like you were supposed to somehow mind read that price is too low.
Mm-hmm. Because what it was we had, there were he'd buy, certain card games that didn't sell very well because they were more niche than Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm-hmm.
So he'd put big discounts on them. I sold the whole bunch of them at the discount because we had a group of players that happened to play that game come through one day. I charmed them. They were very impressed. I was really helpful. They really liked me. Very happy to buy a bunch of stuff and come back. They planned to come back again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steve got pissed that I had sold too much at that deep discount that he'd put on them because he wanted to move them.
So he got mad at you for moving the product that
hadn't previously been moving. Yes. And the next time that group came in, he actually yelled at them.
What?
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah. That was a big moment of, Steve, what are you doing? At one point, he got angry at me and a couple of other store associates because we'd been talking with a customer too much. And he was under the impression that the customer was trying to exit the conversation when the dude clearly wasn't. He was, like, very engaged the whole time the 3 or 4 of us were talking. And Steve yelled at us because he didn't like that we'd talked too much.
But you guys
Even though we'd clearly, retained a customer and gotten him to buy more than he might have otherwise because he was chatting with us, and that meant he was hanging around and being like, oh, I could also do this.
I could also use
Bruh.
It's like, no, you guys are doing what you're like. God, I spent hours in my local anime store buying things that it's like I came in here for 2 books and I leave with 4.
Yeah, and it was just, bruh, what do you want us to do?
Just bruh.
We are doing the customer service, Steve. This is what you hire us for.
We are doing the job. Why are you getting the mad?
And it was just, as you can see, I have a much better attitude about it now because it's been so long, and now I look back on it and it's surreal what a bad boss he is.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly it. I'm glad that you're talking about it now because I'd rather it be the surreal experience of wow, I actually went through that mess.
Yeah, and
it's I'm not trying to start anyone having traumas or anything.
No, I'm clearly okay with it. If I'd thought that this was going to be too difficult for me, I would have just said no. But I've had enough space and enough processing about it and enough venting to friends about it. You will not believe the crazy shit that just happened at my job and being told, that's not okay, right?
No, if I would have heard this
No, it's definitely not okay. And also I had a much better job in the interim. I think I upset that manager a couple of times because I was so grateful to him for doing basic decency stuff.
It'd be like that though. It'd be like, wow, I love this job. And it's this is how it always goes. Really?
Yeah. It was.
It's always this great.
Yeah. Wait, you're You're not upset at me for not knowing how to do something? No, why would I be upset at you?
Just, about that.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing of it, is that nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody should have to get dumped into an environment that they think is going to be a dream job that they're going to enjoy, that working in an industry that they love, and it ends up being this awful nightmare.
Yeah, it's like you're not supposed to learn that lesson till you're 40.
No.
Not high school kids.
And that's the thing, is that the people that he's doing this to are, relatively younger, and a lot of them he takes advantage of people that are young and inexperienced, that don't really know what they're getting into, that are willing to take the shit pay and the shit hours because they can't get another job.
And the fact it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's not a lot of money. I'm working around anime and, like, cards and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, but, the benefits are so good. I get to go to conventions. I get to work around other nerds all day. Oh, my coworkers are all so cool. This is an awesome job. Honestly, the only reason that I survived 5 months for him is Steve was gone for probably cumulative 4.5 of those 5 months.
Oh, God.
So I was only dealing with him over the phone, where I could be like, yes, Steve, I'm very sorry, Steve. Yes, I will fix that as quickly as possible. Okay.
I'm not crying, you are.
Yeah, fortunately, he actually never pushed me all the way to tears. He got close a couple of times. And,
oh, boy.
Every once in a while, I had the minor fantasy of, what if I did start crying in front of him? Because I knew it would mess with him. He would have no idea how to deal with that.
Which, yeah, like...
like, maybe it would make him understand for 5 minutes the way he's treating me is not okay. And here's the other thing you have to understand. Steve really liked me. He thought I had a good work ethic. He was really impressed with me. That's why he gave me so many extra responsibilities. And he still treated me like garbage.
That's not how it works.
No, it isn't.
Even for like a regular even for a new person who doesn't know what the crap they're doing, you still treat them decently. And here you are, doing basically everything he should be doing, and yet he's still treating you like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works.
No, it really shouldn't be. And that's, he complained about how he couldn't keep employees, or how nobody he got was reliable, and it's like, have you ever considered maybe you are the problem?
What if this whole time I was the bad guy?
No, it's the kids who are wrong.
Maybe I'm out of touch. No, it's the children who are wrong.
Pretty much. So I think that covers most of the highlights of my story.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Like, whoo boy.
Uh-huh. And I just want to say thank you again for doing this. What you're doing, bringing this stuff to light, giving us a place where we can talk about this, is such a big deal.
I'm just over here like, because I heard it happen to one person. I'm like, because the only reason why I found out is because one of my friends was basically trans-bashed by this guy while working with him.
Yeah, I think that happened slightly after I left.
Oof.
But yeah, I've heard about that really awful incident.
Oh yeah, so you're pretty sure it happened after you left.
Yeah, if only because I feel like I would have heard about it at the time.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like, that's the only way I heard about it. And then I made that story, and then everyone's like, I used to work for him, and boy, do I have this. And oh boy.
It's one instance of him being, transphobic garbage, and then it turns out, no, he's just a garbage person.
Well, thank you so much for the interview, and I appreciate, like, you reaching out to me, because I'm over here like, people are commenting, and then I had, YouTube's thing is weird now, and I'm so glad I was able to even to get your comment, like, I need to say something, because I don't know if can you even private message people on YouTube anymore?
I have no idea. I'll be real upfront with you. I have no idea how YouTube
because I
works.
used to get PMs all the time, and then now it's like, nope, everything's comments.
Yep.
And even then, it's like, well, I don't want to give my info right here, because then everyone can see it.
And, I also feel like sometimes it's just way too much to talk about in a YouTube comment box.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, please, if you have anything at all, I'm just gonna throw my email up and be like, just email me here. Yeah. Because I don't use this email except for YouTube and shit, so.
Yep. Alright, so, thank you again.
Well, no, thank you very much for, like, even just saying, hey, I have a thing.
Yeah, I'm glad that I got the chance to talk about this somewhere more public than just, venting among our coworkers. In retrospect, it probably should have been a red flag that we joked about how all of our venting when Steve was gone was basically group therapy.
Yikes.
Yeah, like, in retrospect, red flag.
That is the ultimate, wait a minute
red
now.
flag. Yeah, so, but it was just, it becomes normal much quicker than you think it does.
Yeah, no, and that's, especially with you having gone through your trauma, it's like, oh, well, I'm being yelled at, but it's probably something I did, when, of course, that's not the case.
Unfortunately, yeah. And I think people like Steve will have a sense for people like me, and like some of my other coworkers, who are willing to take that abuse for whatever reason.
Yeah, and it also doesn't help that for people who, like, this is probably their very first job.
Yeah, and they don't realize that this isn't what's supposed to happen.
Definitely not. All right.
So
yeah, thank you so much, and I'm gonna like chop this up and throw it on as anywhere I can. I don't know if you have like an Instagram or anything I want to plug, but probably not.
Yeah, no. I am good. I don't need this to be like something that brings attention to me. This isn't about me. Mm-hmm. It's about everybody else that Steve might hurt.
Exactly. So I'm hoping this one will spark, hey, someone else be like, oh, wait, you're still doing these? Yes, I still am. It's just been, I've been just got my feet on the ground with my other job. So it's like, you know what? I can start looking into this now. Oh, God, someone commented. I need to say something.
Yep.
All right, well,
so
thank you so much, Songbird.
Okay, and, I do want to say to anybody else that worked for Steve, please, if you think that you can speak out, do. I know it sucks, and I know it's hard, but people need to know. Because the more people that know, the less potential victims he has.
Definitely so.